What's up? This is Richie from the Where We Wild YouTube channel. Today I got 5 answers to 5 beginner camping questions that we get all the time. So let's get into it. All right, before we get started, I just wanted to say if you're new to the channel, be sure to check it out. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. We really appreciate it. All right, question number 1. What size tent do I need? Now, you'd think you got 2 people going on a camping trip, you're gonna need a 2-person tent, right? Wrong. Made that mistake when we first started out. Unbelievable. A 2-person tent is so small, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous that they have the courage to say, oh yeah, this fits 2 people. Oh yeah, this fits 4 people. It's insane, man. Always get a tent that's bigger than the amount of people you have. If you have 2 people going, look for a 4-person tent. And if you're a big dude like me, 6'3", coming up on 200 pounds, I gotta be honest with you, man. Even if it's just the 2 of us, I prefer a 6-person tent. Not many tents allow me to stand up in the middle of them, walk around without smacking my head on the lantern or having to hunch over or crawl around. So a 6-person tent, I get pretty close to being comfortable inside, and it's always nice to have extra space for sure. So short and sweet answer here. Always look for a tent that's about double the size of the amount of people you have, okay? Question number 2, what type of sleeping bag do I need? Now, this is actually a pretty tricky question here because sleeping bags are very personal, they're very dialed in, and it depends on a bunch of different factors. So the best answer I could say for a question like this is get a sleeping bag that's right for you. And what I mean by that is, how tall are you? Are you a big dude like me? Are you 6'3", 6'4", 6'5"? You're gonna need a big and tall sleeping bag or you're gonna be pretty cramped in there. Do you sleep warmer at night? Do you tend to run cooler? I know for me, I run a little cooler when I sleep. So personally, I prefer a bag that's rated 20 degrees colder than the actual air temperature is gonna be. We can get into all the sleeping bag ratings and the survival ratings and all that stuff, and it kind of gets a little complicated, but just to keep it simple, if it's 50 degrees outside, the forecast says it's gonna be 50 at night, I like a bag that's rated for 30 degrees. That seems to be the sweet spot for me, and it's very dialed in. You might want that 50-degree bag in 50-degree weather, maybe a 40-degree, maybe even a 20-degree or lower. It just depends on what works best for you and your body. It also depends on, are you camping in the summer? Are you camping in the winter? How cold is it? How hot is it? That makes a big difference, and sometimes you're gonna need a couple different bags for different environments, for sure, if you really get into it. But just your basic, hey, we're going camping once or twice a year, you can pretty much get away with just your average sleeping bag, 50-degree, all weather, you'll be all right, you know, and then you just adjust on how you're dressed and your layers and stuff like that when you're trying to sleep. But I know for me, like I said, getting that bag that's about 20 degrees colder, that is the sweet spot for me. So that's my recommendation. That's how my body runs. It might not work for you, but that's how I go about it. Question number 3, what do I sleep on? Now, there's a bunch of different ways you can go about your sleep system while camping, and it just depends on what type of camping you're doing, first and foremost. Are you backpacking? Do you have to keep your weight down? Can you only get away with bringing a little yoga mat or a little sleeping pad? Or do you have the space to bring bigger stuff like a cot or a full-size air mattress or stuff like that? It really depends on what type of camping and how you like to sleep. But a lot of people do end up going the air mattress route, and in that case, we always recommend getting an Intex air mattress. We've actually had one that's lasted a really long time. I think it's like a 15-inch queen size. We got the little air pump along with it, and it's been great, but it's kind of like sleeping on a trampoline a little bit. If you're sleeping with someone, anytime they move around, man, it's just like really bouncy, so that can get annoying. So maybe you'd like to go with just your own personal little sleeping pad. You definitely want to have a layer of separation between you and that ground because the ground will suck the heat right out of your body. As long as you get something between you and the ground that has a little padding to help you be comfortable. And then I always like to mention that we have these Trekology camping pillows that are really, really sweet to have. They are tiny, they fold up into just nothing, the size of a baseball, and you just fill them up with air, 2 or 3 breaths, boom, lock it into place, and you got yourself a nice little pillow, which is so sweet. Because I'll tell you what, so many times on camping trips, people forget to bring pillows. It happens all the time. We've done it plenty of times. I will link that in the video description as well. Trekology camping pillow. We've had those for years And they're really great to have for the price, and it's just sweet because you don't have to lug some big heavy pillow from home and then bring it home smelling like campfire and all that. Just a nice little camping pillow really gets it done to go with your sleep system. Question number 4, how do I keep bugs away while camping? Oh man, that's never fun. Getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, God, that is the worst. First and foremost, don't keep your lights on all the time in your tent, the headlamp, all that stuff. Anytime you see a light on, bugs are attracted to that. 100%. Now mosquitoes, light will definitely still attract those too, but they're just vicious, man, and they know how to find us regardless of lights being on or off. But the best ways that we found to keep mosquitoes away has been burning white sage. Just want to make sure you get it from somewhere that's responsibly sourcing it, but there's something about that. You just kind of light it like incense and let it smolder, and they do not like that at all. That has worked really well for us. You just keep it smoldering around you on aluminum foil to be fire safe, and whether it's on the table while you're eating dinner or next to the campfire or whatever it is, you just want to keep that around you. That really has made a big difference for us. I can't tell you how many times that has saved our butt on a camping trip, and it works very, very well. The other thing is you can grab one of those Thermacells. I'll link it in the video description. A lot of people swear by those. And also, I've mentioned this in recent videos, always keep that tent door shut. If you get out of that tent for 10 seconds, make sure you shut that door every time. In the tent, shut the door. You come out, shut the door. Never leave that open because bugs will definitely get in there, and that is no fun to be sleeping at night with them buzzing around and you getting bit, and that's not cool. Absolute worst thing is to get bit on your neck and your face. So you can definitely pick up one of those little mosquito nets that you can put over your face if need be, but hopefully it doesn't get to that point. So definitely try burning that white sage like incense. Works very well. You can grab one of those Thermacells, try that out, and always remember, any light that you have on will attract more bugs. So if you don't need a light being on, don't have it on. Last but certainly not least, question number 5, how do I stay warm at night? Depending on what time of year you're camping, you might not have to worry so much about that. If you're in the middle of the summer and it's 90 degrees outside during the day and 70s at night, you're gonna be pretty comfortable. But on the camping trips where you're sleeping in 40, 50 degree weather at night, that's a real concern. That is the absolute worst. Waking up freezing cold at night, that's really tough. And not only cold, but damp. So the best advice I could give there is actually gonna sound backwards to you, but you don't wanna dress too warm when you're going to bed at night while camping. It's very easy to have your instincts tell you, I need to bundle up, I need 2 pairs of socks, I need a hoodie, I need this, I need that. And at first you're gonna feel warm. I talk about this all the time, but in the middle of the night, you're gonna start to sweat. And when you start to sweat and your body starts to cool down, you're gonna start shivering and become very cold and damp, and that is miserable. So just start with your base layer, shorts and a t-shirt, whatever it is, get in your bag, see how you feel, and then add on if you need to. Don't ever go backwards and bundle up, get into that sleeping bag and start to sweat, because there's no going back from that. Then you got to find all new clothes that are dry, and it's a nightmare. So just get into that bag. If the bag is rated properly and you got the right one for the temperature you're in, let it do its job. Don't overdress. You do not want to wake up sweaty. That is miserable. A couple more tips there is I always like to sleep in a ski hat, like a little beanie. You lose a lot of heat out of the top of your head, and especially when that's like poking out of the bag, that's pretty much the only part of you that's exposed to the colder air. So having a nice little beanie or a ski hat on is basically like just having like a little blanket on your head. So that's really nice to have as well. That's a good little trick. And then if it really gets cold, you can get those hot hand body warmers that you can stick onto your chest or whatever, or even throw hand warmers into your sleeping bag. That works really well. Just make sure you crack those an hour or 2 before you're gonna need them, and they take a lot of time to warm up to temperature. You can actually get a water bottle. You gotta make sure you really trust this water bottle. It's gotta be stainless steel or really good hard plastic that you trust and you know it won't leak. But you can fill that up with boiling water, and you can throw that in your sleeping bag like a half hour, an hour before you're gonna go to bed, and that boiling water in that bottle is gonna make the inside of your sleeping bag much warmer. So that's a great little trick there as well. And also, if you put tomorrow's clothes in the bottom of your bag, it's gonna take up some of the extra space where cold air can accumulate, by the way. But when you wake up, you can pretty much just jump right into warm clothes instead of getting out of the bag and having to change, throw a fresh pair of underwear, or t-shirt, or pants down at the bottom of your bag, and they're going to be warm come morning, and you can change right into them. So those are pretty much the best tips that I can give you on how to stay warm at night. And I know that sounds backwards about not dressing too warm, but trust me, you do not want to make that mistake and wake up sweating, because then you're going to really be shivering, and that can be very dangerous. That is one of the most dangerous things about being cold at night while camping, is developing hypothermia, and that is no joke, man. So you definitely want to do your best to not sweat and keep your body temperature good, and that is a big deal. So there you go. Those are 5 answers to 5 beginner camping questions that we get all the time on the channel, and hopefully those answers helped you out and make your next camping trip a much better one. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and if you're into this sort of thing, don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Later. If you want to see more videos just like this one, be sure to check out the rest of the Where We Wild YouTube channel, where we post a brand new video every week. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notified whenever we post a new adventure. Thanks for watching.
See ya.